When your expectations are to get to know someone, you can expect that what you know about them will change. My father and I decided that we were going to meet up in Nashville. We were going to reconnect, but we were going to do it different. We were going to do things different than we had ever done before. We were going to be radical. We were going to meet in Nashville, stay in the same hotel room, and we were going to spend the weekend together. And so we get there, and on the way there, I just decided in my mind, you know what? I want to get to know my dad. For so long, I've been wanting my dad to know me. But I decided, nope, I'm putting that to the side. And even if we don't get a chance to talk about me this weekend, I'm cool with that. I want to get to know the man, not just my father. I want to get to know the man. I wanted to know the man, Ricky McCray Sr. I needed to know who he was. I needed to know the things he's been through. I needed to know, what made him tick and how did he think? And I needed to know what motivated different things in his life. I needed to know, I had a desire. It was not an ulterior motive where I was like, well, I'm gonna do this and then he gonna do this. No, I was just literally, I had one single thought. I want to know my dad. And so we get to Nashville, and I don't care about sharing about me. All I want to do is listen. And I'm just listening to him, and I'm like, man, I picked up so many things. Matter of fact, there was one thing that I recognized on the trip, and it is that the more I got to know my dad, the more I felt like I got to know me. There were pieces of me that was different from other people, different from my mom. And I was like, I don't understand where this comes from. But once I started talking to my dad, I realized quickly, oh, I get that from my dad. And we hadn't even been around each other. I hadn't seen him do that. I hadn't heard him think, but I thought like him. I reasoned like him. I had some of the same struggles as him. And inevitably, me deciding to get to know my dad, I got to know me. It was amazing. I'm sharing with you today because if you take the time to get to know the person, know not just your mom, know her as a woman, not just your dad, but know him as a man, not just your grandparents, but know them as a person, not just an auntie or uncle, know them as a person, not just your son or your daughter, but know them as a person, not just your friend, but know them as a person, not just a coworker, but know them as a person. I promise you, you begin to dehumanize. So many of us have dehumanized people because we saw them at this worst point, and when you get to know them, you just realize they're just human like you and I. They just human, and you realize there's so much more than the sum of their mistakes. There's so much more than the worst moments. There's so much more to them than you ever imagined. And all of a sudden, it opened this door for my dad and I to become friends. After all he had done or not done, when I got to know him as a man, I was like, this dude is cool. This dude is all right. I was like, I want to be friends with him. It changed the dynamics of our relationship. Why? Because I went in expecting to get to know him instead of expecting him to know me. Now I know some of you are saying, well, did he ever get to know you? Yes, because we developed a relationship that was not based on father and son, but it was based on two men who wanted to get to know each other. This week, we've really been dealing with the art of listening, and the other art of listening is going in, having a single desire, and that is to get to know the person. I don't know who that is for today. I know it worked for me. I hope it works for you. I want you to try it. You got to do something different. You can't keep doing it the same way. Do something different this week. Go in with a single focus just to get to know them. No ulterior motives. No, once you do this and now I'm gonna get this. Just desire to get to know them. Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Listen, I want you to go get the book. I have all these stories in the book, all these lessons in the book, my experiences. I want to share them with you because I want them to be a help for you as you're on your journey to being restored in your relationships. I know you can do it. There was one point in time where I thought it was impossible, but guess what? When I changed my mindset, everything changed for me. It took a little bit of time, but I know it can happen for you. Go get the book, and I promise you, there's some lessons in there that can help you as well from my experience. I also want to just share with you, for those of you who are saying, you know what, I'm done with that. I hear you, but I don't know if that's going to be my story. Maybe it's not. But if you don't do something different, if you don't try, you'll never know. So I'm just encouraging you to just go and try. If you can't walk away from it, that person, if you can't seem to get them out your mind, perhaps the reason is because there's some things worth fighting for. I'm praying with you. God bless you.